As you see from the title of this video, you're probably thinking, what does it actually mean to be busy or to be valuable? And that's exactly what I'm explaining in this video. Being busy versus being valuable comes down to how efficient and the value of the tasks that you're actually achieving. So, for example, you need to fill in your uni timetable. You need to do your uni preferences and select the subjects that you want to take for your first semester, second semester, whatever it is. That is the task that you need to do. Yet, you do literally everything else except for that one task. That is what being busy is. You go sit down at your desk, you go to complete your timetable, select the classes that you want, but then you decide, oh, my desk needs cleaning. So then you take everything off your desk and you wipe it down with Windex, and then you put everything back on your desk and make it all neat. And then you think, oh, damn, my room's pretty messy. Then you go and clean your room. So you've cleaned your desk, you've cleaned your room, and then you decide to do the washing. And then after all of that, you're feeling pretty hungry. So then you decide to cook yourself a meal. And you don't normally do any of these things, but you're doing all of these things because you purely do not want to do that first task. Yet that day was busy. You were still busy because you were doing so many different tasks all at the same time. And you're like, it's not like you did nothing with your time. You were productive, you were getting things done, but were you really? You did things that were not completely necessary and had nothing to do with completing the original task that you set out to complete. That is what being busy is. Being valuable, on the other hand, that using the same situation would involve getting one of these bad boys, a journal, and writing down the tasks that you need to complete. Once you write down those tasks, then you step out each tiny step that you need to do to complete that task. And then once you do that, you act on it. Using the example of the timetable. Okay.
You need to set out your timetable. You need to complete your timetable for that semester at uni. What does that involve? Okay, I need to do it on a device. I need to get my computer. You go and get your computer. Then what I need to do? I need to open up the computer and log in. Once I do that, what do? Oh, I should probably sit down, take a sec, because it'll feel better. And I don't know how long it'll take. So you go, you sit down. Then what's the next step? You need to log into your university account. Okay, from there, what do you need to do?
Then you finally complete and you start selecting your subjects. And then after you finish selecting your subjects and you press submit, the task is done. So even though you've taken those 5-10 minutes extra to actually plan what you're going to do, once you have done that, it incredibly improves your efficiency and you actually complete the task that you set out to complete. And all of this comes because of planning. When you plan, if you fail to plan, you should plan to fail. All of this comes as a result of planning. If you plan to fail, this is going to be the good take. All of this comes as a result of planning. If you fail to plan, prepare to fail.
What?
I stuffed it up. But you know what? I'm keeping this in because it's funny and it shows that I'm raw, I'm authentic, and I'm a person just like you are. So I'm going to yap for a little bit more because that's what I do. You know, people ask me what I do for a job. I say I talk into a camera for a living. But really, I'm talking to you guys. If you guys are watching this video. So if you are, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're not, you'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Getting back on track now. You need to practice. Because when you repetitively do something over and over and over again, you drill it into your subconscious mind. And when you drill it into your subconscious mind, this stuff will happen on autopilot. You'll shift from subconsciously being busy, looking for other tasks to do, to having that laser focused efficiency and achieving those minimal goals, those little tiny goals that you need to achieve every single day that help you progress towards your goal. That is what happens when you lay the groundwork, you lay the foundation. And that is incredibly important if you want to get ahead in 2026. And that's what I'm doing. You might have found that the first 20 or so days in January have been incredibly difficult for that. You know, you feel very busy, like you're doing everything else except for the task at hand. Yet now you've unlocked that shift within your mind and you're able to make change. You're able to do something about it. You now have the key to unlock the lock. So I hope you've enjoyed. And as always, growth starts with you. I can't force you to do anything. You have to. Have a good day.